There we are. We are live. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Want to make sure the audio is good. Uh, or something. But welcome. It is a Saturday. It is the 30th of December. The day before New Year's Eve. So why are we out here today? What are we doing? So I guess I should introduce myself. This is Dr. Thomas. This is Spiritual Wisdom with Dr. Thomas. I am a spiritual healer, teacher, channeler. And I do channel messages. Yeah, I do speak light language. Who I am, what I do is different. But we're here tonight. Why are we here tonight? What is it we want to talk about? It is simple. As many of these messages are. It is simple. You're in the time. What we want to say, like rebirth, rejuvenate, renew, the new beginnings. Do you see how simple it is? This time of year, you celebrate, you put up the lights, you get together. You talk about what has happened. You make resolutions. You do all these things. But there's a reason why they are out now. And the first reason is it's the winter solstice. It is the time of rebirth for many of you. Let us be clear. You are in the earth. There are two hemispheres. The rebirth for you is now. The rebirth for others is in 6 months. Get that idea out of your head that everyone is the same and on the same path, time, frequency, and changes. So let's bring it back to simplicity. It's the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, as you say, with the least amount of sunlight. That is why Christmas is now. We could go off and say, oh, the birth of the Christ was this time. No, it wasn't. But that doesn't matter. This time was selected because it's the rebirth of you. The rebirth of this time. And the new year was put so right after it because it all aligns with the same thing. Birth, the new, the blessings, the expectations, all these promises that you have inside of you are all now ready to take shape. It's a time to grow them. But you cannot just snap your finger and all of a sudden these resolutions will happen. All of a sudden your changes will be there. Guess what? It takes time. What you do in these next 3 months will shape your 2024 year, as you call it. Let's think of it as a baby. A young little baby, the first couple of years of their life, the first even up to the teen years, that's when they're being influenced and growth by you. How they move forward in the next stage of their life will be determined by what happens in the beginning. What happens in their next stage, their early adulthood, late teens, early adulthood, will be shaped by what happens now in the beginning. What happens in the later life, the midlife, will be shaped by what happens now. How many times do we hear people talk about trauma or things or their issues? As Miss Sheila would say, the issues in the tissues. There are things that are happening to them that they go back to the early years. And then the end of the year, those last 3 months, that's the reflection, the putting it all together, the preparation to start it all over again. Do you see how simple it is? The winter is the time to plan. The spring begins the growth, as things go into action. The summer is the blossoming, the excitement, the flourishing. The fall is the culmination. And the winter starts it over again. But the idea is to always start it over with what you've already learned, with what you already have, to move yourself forward higher and higher. So these are all put together now to set in place what you want in what you call the next calendar year. But we're gonna use our parable, our saying from before. We did this last year, we're doing it again now. The Santa Claus comes with a sack full of toys. Well, what is in your sack? What is in that sack for you? This is a big thing. So many of you still in that sack carry so many things that you do not need to carry. Oh, he wants us to tell you. That's like him going in his Italian rant. What you carry over during this time will stay with you until you finally release it. But so many of you have this heavy sack because you cannot release the simple things. You cannot release the pain, the sorrow, the worry, the suffering, all that mumbo jumbo that does not exist. We say this now. Rule number 1 is only love. Love is all there is. Love is the most powerful energy in the universe. Love creates. Love does so much beyond all that you can comprehend. But there is nothing to fear. Rule number 2. And you can do no wrong. Rule number 3. What is in that sack that you fear or you did wrong? Nothing. Get rid of it. You have been wronged. You believe you've been wronged by people. Get rid of it. You cannot carry that with you to the next steps because it will only weigh you down and continue there and prevent you from growth and abundance as you want to see happen. You can't plant a seed and put it in bad soil. You can't expect a bad seed to grow even in the best soil. Have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy? Oh, this is a good example. In the movie Idiocracy, they can't get the plants to grow. And do you know why? because they use some form of Gatorade and not water. And the plants simply won't grow. It doesn't mean they didn't have the intention for them to grow. They surely wanted the plants to grow. But they had the wrong equipment. In their sack, there was no water because it carried the Gatorade. What is it you carry that you don't need to carry? Because there is nothing that's not love that needs to go with you moving forward. All that you search for, all that you desire, if it's with positive and happiness and love, and you carry that with you, and you let all the others go, is all the ingredients you need to fully develop your seeds inside you, for you to grow and to receive the abundance that you've been wanting. The beauty is, January 1st is just a made-up date. You call it the new year. It's just in the beginning of this cycle. You have this time to center yourself, to align yourself with who you truly are, to let go of the past, because the past is not relevant anymore. Go forward in love. Live in this moment aligned, and carry with you only that which brings you happiness, love, light, and joy. It doesn't mean the world does not give you other things, but you don't need to carry that. Those burdens are not yours. You have nothing to fear. You can do no wrong. You live with love. We give you love. You are full of love. You were created in love. And you are entering the time of birth. The birth of the sun coming out brighter and brighter every day. The birth of Christ and his stories. The Santa Claus and the stuff in his sack delivering presents and gifts. All those things to fulfill joy inside of you, love inside of you. You thresh into 2024. The threshold you walk over, it's just a day. It's 3 months of you being able to center yourself, find yourself, and plant the seeds in yourself that you desire to grow. And then see them grow. See them start to come into fruition. See them start developing into things you never imagined them becoming. And seeing all that abundance in front of you. As you go through the year. Enjoying it. Loving it. And then building upon it as you birth again next year. It's only apropos that for this year, and we're talking now, you had a full moon at the same time. The full moon. Release all that you're holding on to that does not serve your highest and greatest good. Let it go now. If you need to believe in the day of the number 1 of January, let it all go before then. Do a burning bowl ceremony. Write it out and chew it up. Write it out and throw it out. Do whatever you need to do to release all that. It is not easy. It will take you time. It's not easy and simple to go, I release it. Huh? It is. But it's not for the human, because your ego will get in the way. But we're telling you, it's very simple. You can simply say, I release all my karma. In fact, you can say, I release all my karma and all the karma connected to me from all the past lives, from all my family history. All of that, I release it all. I free Ashadati. I free myself and my family from all the bonds of the karmic creations of the past. If you are listening to this, you can do that. Oh, you can do that. And it is that simple. With love, we come to you, of truth and light, and all that is being for you. We bid you good night and farewell for now. All right. There we go. All right. Well, I hope that is helpful. It is good for you. Feel free. Gosh, see, I can't talk. Please feel free to share this with whoever you think needs to hear it. There's more to everything that we know. There's even more that I need to share, but I'm not going to. But you are so blessed. And thank you for watching. Good night.